Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Sri Caitanya Charitamrita session. Today is May 5th, 2026. We are reading from Sri Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya chapter 9, entitled The Travels of Lord Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu to the Holy Places in South India. So in the recent classes, we have seen that Mahaprabhu had come to Pandharpur, and there he met with Sri Rangapuri, who in the course of their conversation revealed the news of the departure of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's older brother Vishwarup, who had become Shankararanya after taking sannyas. So after that conversation, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu left Pandharpur and I'm sorry, not Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Rangapuri left Pandharpur to continue his journey to Dwarka. So Sri Rangapuri went on his journey to Dwarka. But the Brahmana requested Mahaprabhu to stay there for some more time. So Mahaprabhu ended up staying in Pandharpur for 4 more days. Already he had spent 5 to 7 days in Pandharpur conversing with Sri Rangapuri, and after that he stayed for 4 more days in Pandharpur. So he would take he would take bath in the river Bhima every day, and then he would take darshan of Vittal Devi. Then after that Mahaprabhu continued and came to the banks of river Krishna-Venva. Krishna-Venva is a branch of the river Krishna. And this Krishna-Venva is known by different names. So one of the names is also Bhima. So apparently he's still there on the banks of the same river. But it is said that Mahaprabhu came to the banks. That means a river is long, right? It will have many ghats. So he came to another place. That's how we can understand. So there, it's known as Krishna-Venva. Krishna-Venva is a branch. So there are different names that are given to Krishna-Venva. It's called Krishna-Veni, Venva, or Veena, Sina, and also called Bhima. It's also called Bhima. So he was already on the banks of river Bhima, but again it is said Bhima. So it can be just another name of, it can be, Krishna Venva is another, and that's also known as Bhima. That's also possible. But either way, Mahaprabhu, while he stayed for 4 days in Pandharpur, he took bath in the river Bhima and took darshan of Vithalji. He stayed there for 4 days. And after that, he came to the banks of Krishna Venva. And that place, in that place were several temples of various devatas. And Mahaprabhu took darshan of those deities. And there was a community of Brahmanas who lived there on the banks of river Krishna Venva. And these Brahmanas were all pure devotees. And every day they would study the book Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta. Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta is a book written by Srila Bilvamangal Thakur. So that place where all these Brahmanas who were pure devotees were residing, that place was where Srila Bilvamangal Thakur used to reside previously. So there now, so this is the book written by Srila Bilvamangal Thakur, Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta. All the Brahmanas there would study this book every day, daily. When Mahaprabhu came there, and these Brahmanas, so obviously this book is a very highly elevated book for elevated devotees. So they were all pure devotees. When Mahaprabhu came there, he also heard from Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta from them. He was so pleased by hearing Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta. He experienced so much bliss by hearing Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta that he insisted that he get a copy of Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta. So they made a copy for him and gave him. So he took that copy with him. Why? Because there is no object which is equivalent to Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta in the 3 worlds, in the 3 planetary systems. There is no book which is equal to Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta. And anyone who studies that book, he can get the knowledge about Shuddha Krishna Prema. He will get the knowledge of love of Godhead. One who studies that book will have knowledge about, pure knowledge about Krishna Prema. There's no book which is equivalent to Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta. That's why Mahaprabhu had a copy of that made. So then we will see what happened after that. Let me share the screen with you. Sorry. Okay, so Karnamrita samavastu nahi tribhuvane jaha hoite hoy Krishna shuddha prema gyane. So now the next verse. So there is no comparison to the Krishna Karnamrita within the 3 worlds. By studying this book, one is elevated to the knowledge of Krishna prema. Next verse. Saundarya-mādhurya-kṛṣṇa-līlāra avadhi sei jāne je karnamrita pode niravadhi. Saundarya-mādhurya-kṛṣṇa-līlāra avadhi sei jāne je karnamrita pode niravadhi. One who studies Karnamrita continuously, niravadhi. This is important. If you really want to experience or get the benefit of studying scripture, if you really want to begin to get the, what do you say, the benefit, meaning if you want to relish, of course, every time you study, the purification is happening, no doubt. But if you actually want to relish the scripture, then you have to do it. That's what is called sadhana. You have to keep studying it, hearing it for a long time. The more you hear, the more you get deeper into it. You'll actually start relishing it. So here Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, one who studies Karṇāmṛta continuously, niravadhi, without any break. Niravadhi. That means regularly, continuously you're hearing Karṇāmṛta. What is the result of that? Say jāne, that person will know the beauty, the sweetness, and the limit of, or he will know the limit of the beauty and sweetness of Krishna's Leelas. One who studies Karṇāmṛta, Krishna Karṇāmṛta continuously, niravadhi, and incessantly, he'll be reading, studying. Such a person will come to know. That means he'll actually relish. What do you mean by come to know? That means he will experience now. He will relish the sweetness and the beauty of the limit of Krishna Leela. Limit means actually there is no limit. That means you will experience more and more and more. There is no limit to the sweetness and the beauty of Krishna and Krishna's pastimes. It keeps on increasing. But that you will understand when you study Krishna Karṇāmṛta incessantly. One who constantly reads the Krishna Karṇāmṛta can fully understand the beauty and melodious taste of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Madhurya, sweetness, so the taste. Saundarya-mādhurya-kṛṣṇa-līlāra avadhi say jāne. So what is the sweetness in it? What is the taste? What is the beauty in Krishna's pastimes? How sweet it is, right? Knowing the limit means how much sweetness there is. It doesn't mean that that's all there is. When you say limit, that means you can experience how sweet and how beautiful Krishna's pastimes are if you study Krishna Karṇāmṛta continuously. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling us. That's why Mahaprabhu had a copy of that Krishna Karṇāmṛta made and took it with him. So if you remember, just a refresher for you, Mahaprabhu at Rameshwar or Setubandha got Kurma Purana and he gave it to that Brahmana, the Ramdas Vipra, who was concerned that Ravana had touched Sita Devi. So he gave that Kurma Purana to him. So Mahaprabhu collected Kurma Purana in Rameshwaram or Setubandha. And then in Sri Adikeshava temple, Mahaprabhu collected Sri Brahma-saṁhitā, so he carried it with him. And now on the banks of river Krishna Venva in Maharashtra, near Pandharpur, Mahaprabhu got this Krishna Karṇāmṛta copy. Brahma-saṁhitā, okay, that's what is being said here also. Brahma-saṁhitā Karṇāmṛta dui puṅthi pāya, mahā-ratna-prāya pai āilā saṅge loya. So now what is Mahaprabhu carrying with him? Sri Brahma-saṁhitā, Sri Krishna Karṇāmṛta. So getting these two puṅthi, you can say books, attaining or pāya, pāna matlab mil jana. After attaining or achieving these two books, Brahma-saṁhitā, Śrī Brahma-saṁhitā and Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta, mahā-ratna-prāya, pai. That means he felt like he got the most valuable jewels. So he got the most valuable jewels. Mahā-ratna-prāya pai, āilā saṅge lañā. Then that's how he felt. And then taking those, carrying them with him, he came back. You see, Mahaprabhu, as a sannyasi, was not carrying anything with him, just one set of extra, clothes. And what was he wearing for clothes? Just, a loin cloth and an upper cloth, that's all, And yeah, he didn't even have his sannyas danda because Nityananda Prabhu had broken that. He has a water pot. But he was carrying these two books with him. And how was he carrying? He was carrying them as if he got the most valuable jewels in the entire creation. Śrī Brahma-saṁhitā, Śrī Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta. He got them copied and he's bringing them with him. Mahā-ratna-prāya pai, āilā saṅge lañā. So he, carrying them with him, he now returned. So he's going back now. The Brahma-saṁhitā and Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta were two books that Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu considered to be most valuable jewels. Therefore, he took them with him on his return trip. Tāpī snāna kori āilā māhiṣmatī-pure nāna tirtha dekhitaha narmadara tire. So from river Krishna's branch, Krishna-Venva, also called Bhima, now Mahaprabhu came to the banks of the river Narmada. So now, Tāpī snāna kori āilā māhiṣmatī-pure. So from Maharashtra, right? Now Mahaprabhu is going towards Gujarat, isn't it? Tāpī snāna kori āilā māhiṣmatī-pure nāna tirtha dekhitaha narmadara tire. So Mahaprabhu has come to the city of Mahiṣmatī. So first, sorry, my mistake. First, Mahaprabhu was on the banks of river Krishna-Venva. From there, he went to the river Tāpī, not Narmada. First, river Tāpī. So he took bath in the river Tāpī and came to the city called Mahiṣmatī. From there, that means in the city of Mahiṣmatī, he took darshan of various holy places. From there, he took darshan of various holy places and finally arrived on the banks of river Narmada. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu next arrived at the banks of the river Tāpī. After bathing there, he went to Māhiṣmatī-pura. While there, he saw many holy places on the banks of the river Narmada. Purport. The river Tāpī is also known as TAPTI. The river source is a mountain called Multai, and the river flows westward through the state of Saurashtra and into the Arabian Sea. This is river Tāpī, also known as Tāpti. Well, how do you say it? The source of this river is in a mountain called Multai, and it flows on the western side of the Indian peninsula. Flows through the state of Saurashtra and then enters into Arabian Sea. Māhiṣmatī-pura, Maheshwar, is mentioned in Mahabharata in connection with Sahadev's story, victory. Sahadev, the youngest brother of the Pandavas, conquered that part of the country, as stated in the Mahabharata. Tato ratnānyupadāya purim māhiṣmatīm yayo tatra nīlena rāgyasa chakre yuddham nararshabhaha. After acquiring jewels, Sahadev went to the city of Mahiṣmatī, where he fought with the king called Nīla. So this also comes when the four brothers, that means Arjun, Bhim, Nakul, Sahadev, they went in four directions to collect wealth. In order to perform Rajasuya Yagya, Rajasuya Yagya is a very costly Yagya. So to do that, they needed wealth. So Yudhishthir Maharaj sent the four brothers in four directions to collect wealth. So Arjun had gone in the northern direction, and Sahadev went in the western direction. Let me just open that. Share it with you. So it should be the next chapter then. After Jarasandha's killing for the Rajasuya sacrifice. See? So Arjun went north. Let me go back. Yes. Okay. So just Arjun went first. So to gather wealth, Arjun went in the northern, here it is said. Arjun gathered a large number of troops and left for the north. Bhima went east, Sahadev went south, and Nakula went west. That means Mahishmati is in the south. Okay. So what are the directions in which the Pandavas went? Arjun went in the north, Bhima went in the east, Sahadev went in the south, and Nakul went in the west. Okay. So then Sahadev in the south. So first we see about what happened to Arjun, then Bhima, then finally Sahadev. We are trying to read about Mahishmati. Okay. On his expeditions to the south, Sahadev had defeated many kings. Surasena, Adi Raja, Dantavakra. He reached Kunti Bhoja's kingdom and his grandfather received him with great affection. Kunti Bhoja, Kunti's father, like a foster father. So he reached Kunti Bhoja's kingdom and his grandfather received him with great affection. From there, he went on to conquer the kingdoms of Jambaka, Sheka, and Avanti after crossing the Narmada river. So this is the river we are talking about now. Mahaprabhu came on the banks of the river Narmada. He arrived at Bhojakata, where he fought a long battle with King Bhishmaka. Although Bhishmaka was favorable to the Pandavas and had been happy to see his daughter Rukmini become Krishna's principal queen, he wanted to test the Pandavas' power. However, we know that Bhishmaka, Rukmini ji is from Gujarat, right? I mean, current Gujarat. Bhishmaka is the king there. So I don't know why it is said that Sahadev went south. But anyway, so although Bhishmaka was favorable to the Pandavas and had been happy to see his daughter Rukmini become Krishna's principal queen, he wanted to test the Pandavas' power. After 2 days fighting, he admitted defeat at Sahadev's hand. So Sahadev did go, I mean, in today's calculation, he did go in the western direction, isn't it? He went to Bhishmaka's kingdom. Okay. Like his other brother, Sahadev subdued numerous kingdoms by both diplomacy and force. When he came to Mahishmati, he encountered King Nila, who was a friend of the fire god Agni. As Sahadev stood in battle against the king, it appeared as if he and his entire army were on fire. Flames sprang from the earth and surrounded them on all sides. Thousands of soldiers and chariots were reduced to ashes. So Sahadev and his army appeared like they were on fire. So the soldiers of King Nila in Mahishmati, they were all reduced to ashes. Thousands of soldiers and chariots were reduced to ashes. Sahadev even saw his, oh, sorry. So it's not Sahadev, it is King Nila. I'll read, sorry. Because Nila is a friend of fire god Agni. King Nila is a friend of the fire god Agni. Therefore, when Sahadev was fighting with him, it appeared that the king and all his soldiers were on fire. And Sahadev even felt, and all his soldiers, Sahadev's soldiers and their chariots were all reduced to ashes. They were burned to ashes. So Sahadev saw even his own life threatened as the fire swept toward him. He could understand that Agni was assailing him. The Pandava quickly dismounted from his chariot and knelt in prayer to the fire god. O exalted one, you are the mouth of the gods into which all oblations are placed. You sanctify everything. From you, the Vedas have sprung, and you are sacrifice itself. O greatest of gods, please endow me with your energy. O bearer of all sacrificial offerings, do not place obstacles before Yudhishthir's sacrifice. As Sahadev prayed, the flames gradually died down. Agni then appeared in person before him and said, O descendant of Kuru, rise up. I was only trying you. I was testing you. I understand your purposes and those of your brother Dharmaraj. I always protect this city, but I shall help you to accomplish your aims. Agni then went to King Nila and told him to receive Sahadev with honor and offer Yudhishthir tribute. The king explained how his beautiful daughter had won Agni's heart, and now they were married. Thus he protected the city. On his order, however, the king would gladly accept Yudhishthir's rule. So you understood what happened. So this king, Nila, had a daughter, a beautiful daughter. So Agnidev, fell in love with King Nila's daughter. So King Nila offered his daughter to Agnidev. So therefore, in gratitude, Agnidev protects King Nila's kingdom, his city. When Sahadev came to attack, Agnidev was protecting the city. Sahadev could not defeat the king because of Agnidev. But when Sahadev offered prayers to Agnidev, Agnidev blessed him and went and told King Nila to not fight with Sahadev, but to offer him some tribute for Yudhishthir Maharaj's Rajasuya Yagya. So for Rajasuya Yagya to be performed, all the kings have to accept the supremacy of Yudhishthir Maharaj. Otherwise, he cannot perform Rajasuya Yagya. That's why the four brothers went in the four directions. Of course, they were also collecting wealth, but also they had to, so the kings, whoever accepted Yudhishthir Maharaj as their emperor, would give some tribute, that he would be their emperor, like that. But those who didn't agree, they would fight. And then if they get defeated, then by force, they have to accept Yudhishthir Maharaj as their emperor. That's the system. But here, this king of Mahishmati was fighting, and he was actually, Sahadev felt that he would get burnt too. So then when he offered obeisances in front of Agnidev, this is what happened. So now happily that King Nila accepted Yudhishthir Maharaj's rule on King Nila's instruction, advice, request, whatever. So he gave him tribute. And this is what happened in Mahishmati. Mahishmati is on the banks of river Narmada. Okay. So that's where Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu is now, on the banks of river Narmada, and in the same city, Mahishmati, where this historical incident took place. So first Mahaprabhu from the Brahman Samaj who would read Kṛṣṇa-karṇāmṛta on the banks of river Krishna-Venva. Then from there Mahaprabhu came to the banks of river Tāpī, also known as TAPTI. And this is flowing in Saurashtra and entering into the Arabian Sea. From there, Mahaprabhu came to MAHISMATI-pure. So this is the history of MAHISMATI-pura. And MAHISMATI-pura is on the banks of river Narmada. So first river Tāpti, then which is flowing in Saurashtra. Then Mahaprabhu came to the banks of river Narmada in the city of Mahishmati. So here it is said about Mahishmati. After acquiring jewels, Sahadev went to the city of Mahishmati where he fought with the king called Nila. Okay. One more verse and we can end. Dhanush tirtha dekhi korila nirvindhyate snāne RISYAMUKA giri āilā DANKARANYA. Then from the banks of river Narmada in Mahishmati, from Mahishmatī-pura, Mahaprabhu then came to Dhanush tirtha. Dhanush tirtha dekhi korila nirvindhyate snāne. So now he came to another river, Nirvindhya. Took bath in the river Nirvindhya. From Narmada, now Mahaprabhu came to the river Nirvindhya. First he took darshan of Dhanush tirtha and took bath in Nirvindhya. RISYAMUKA giri āilā DANKARANYA. And then he came to the mountain called RISYAMUKA in the forest of DANKARANYA. DANKARANYA is where Lord Ramchandra stayed during the 14 years. Not for all 14 years, but part of the time. The Lord next arrived at Dhanush tirtha where he took his bath in the river Nirvindhya. He then arrived at RISYAMUKA mountain and then went to DANKARANYA. Purport. According to some opinions, RISYAMUKA is a chain of mountains beginning at the village of Hampi Gram. So now Mahaprabhu is in Karnataka. According to some opinions, RISYAMUKA is a chain of mountains beginning at the village of Hampi Gram in the district of Bellary. The mountain chain begins along the bank of the river Tungabhadra, which gradually reaches the state of Hyderabad. According to other opinions, this hill is situated in Madhya Pradesh and bears the present name of Rampa. DANKARANYA is a spacious tract of land which begins north of Khandesha and extends up to the southern Ahmednagar through Nasik and Aurangabad. The Godavari river flows through this tract of land, and there is a great forest there where Lord Ramchandra lived, the DANKARANYA forest, where Lord Ramchandra killed the 14,000 Rakshasas headed by Khara and Dushana. DANKARANYA forest. So Mahaprabhu came to this forest, DANKARANYA forest, and first to RISYAMUKA mountain. So about RISYAMUKA mountain, Srila Prabhupada is explaining, it is a chain of mountains beginning at the village of Hampi. Hampi is in Karnataka, in the district of Bellary. But there are other opinions. So first opinion is that this RISYAMUKA mountain is a chain of mountains beginning at Hampi in the Bellary district, and it goes along the bank of the river Tungabhadra and gradually reaches Hyderabad. Okay. So from Hampi to Hyderabad, this is the RISYAMUKA mountain chain on the banks, along the banks of river Tungabhadra. That's one opinion about RISYAMUKA mountain. Then according to other opinions, this hill is situated in Madhya Pradesh. So not in Karnataka and going to Andhra Pradesh, not like that, but it is in Madhya Pradesh. This hill is situated in Madhya Pradesh and bears the present name of Rampa. Dandakaranya is a spacious tract of land which begins north of Khandesha and extends up to the southern Ahmednagar through Nasik and Aurangabad. So Dandakaranya is in Maharashtra. The Godavari river flows through this tract of land and there is a great forest there where Lord Ramchandra lived. So Mahaprabhu has arrived here. So we are just getting an idea of the geography where Mahaprabhu is traveling when he went south. Saptatala vriksha dekhe kanana bhitara ati vriddha ati sthula ati uchchatara. We'll begin this tomorrow. We can stop here for today. Because I started also late. So I'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo